Drawing from Imagination, Lesson 1, Thinking Different. Before starting this lesson, please have the following materials ready: sketch pad, mechanical pencil or number 2 writing pencil, and ebony pencil, pencil sharpener, eraser. And sharpen your number 2 and ebony pencils before the lesson and sharpen them as regularly as needed throughout the lesson. The subject is images from your imagination and your signature. Keep track of those assignments. Do each exercise in order in your sketchbook or sketchpad. Change pages for each exercise and use as many pages as you need, but on each page write your name and the number of the exercise, for example, I-1A. Also, after doing the assignments, remember to take photos of each page of drawings you did for this lesson. Welcome to Drawing from Imagination. Now that you've read the project guidelines, you're ready to start drawing from your imagination. Beginning with the exercises in this lesson, you'll learn, as the old Apple ad said, to think different. Here, that means to use drawing to come up with and develop imaginative ideas. In the process, we'll introduce some theories about creativity with exercises to help you access and apply your imagination in all kinds of situations, whether you're drawing or not. Let's start with one theory you might already know: free association as a form of creative problem solving. The theory is based on Freudian psychology. It involves tapping into your unconscious, letting go of fears and inhibitions to let your mind wander, freely making associations between one thing and another as it does in dreams or daydreams. Freud's ideas inspired surrealist artists like Salvador Dali, Max Ernst, René Magritte, and Frida Kahlo to liberate their imaginations in paintings and sculptures like these. Some surrealists even invented games to help them break through conventional thought and behavior to a deeper truth, while also stimulating their creativity. We'll try one now. It's called automatic drawing. Exercise I-1A, automatic drawing. Time, 10 minutes. Materials, sketch pad, mechanical pencil or number 2 writing pencil, and ebony pencil. Instructions for automatic drawing tell you to first put yourself in a receptive frame of mind, drawing without thinking, and avoid conscious control over the image. Keeping your pencil on the paper can help the flow. As you can see watching these students work, you just start drawing without thinking and let the pencil line flow along with the ideas as they come up. You might think these students are just doodling, and you're not wrong. In fact, automatic drawing is described as a sort of accelerated or intensified doodling, in which unexpected and unpredictable images can be made to appear and used as the basis for further play. So if you already doodle, you've got the basic skills you need, but there is a difference between ordinary doodling and this process. It's implied in the words further play. That means taking your initial doodle as far as the emerging idea leads, then going further. Once images emerge, clarify them, elaborate on them, play with them, and take them any way you can imagine. Using the mechanical pencil or number 2 writing pencil, which make relatively light lines, start by simply scribbling randomly. Then notice as the suggestion of objects, people, or spaces seem to emerge out of the scribble. Don't hold back. Let anything that comes to mind go onto the paper. When the first images start to suggest themselves, develop them a bit, but don't hold on to them too tightly. Rather, let more ideas flow, one into another, overlapping or transforming one thing into the next. It's like watching clouds morph from shape to shape to shape. Eventually, though, one image will emerge that you'll see clearly. Then, use the ebony pencil, which makes a darker line, to define the form and elaborate on it by adding details. Do several of these, each time starting with a different scribble. Okay, start. And stop. How was that? Did you enjoy the process? How many images did you come up with? Was it easy to let them appear out of nowhere, or did you feel stuck sometimes? For some people, doodling or drawing like this is as easy as falling off a log, like it might have been for the surrealists who made these examples. But it's not easy for everyone, and even experienced artists sometimes feel frozen in front of a blank canvas or a piece of paper. With infinite options, how do you know where to start? Fortunately, there are other theories of creativity that take the opposite tack. Instead of starting with nothing and letting the mind run free, they start with something familiar and try to think about it differently. This next exercise starts with a second drawing skill you already have: signing your name. Exercise I-1B, drawing your name. Time, 2 parts, 5 and 15 minutes, so 20 minutes. Materials, mechanical pencil or number 2 writing pencil, sketch pad. Subject, your name. This exercise comes from another famous modern artist, but not a surrealist. His name was Joseph Albers, and he was an abstract painter. Albers thought of drawing as a visual language that connected art and design with fields like engineering and industry. With that idea in mind, Albers began his basic drawing courses at Yale with a signature activity. To show students the connection between drawing and writing, as well as other things, he started by having students write their first name in script, practicing it over and over and over again in the air. This wasn't just a little amusement like playing air guitar. It was, as Albers said, supposed to get students in touch with their instrument, meaning their arm and hand as used for drawing. He also wanted them to become consciously aware of something they did unconsciously all the time. Not just aware in a general sense, they were supposed to focus on how they moved, writing each letter and connecting them to each other. We'll do this exercise now. Note if you've got a complicated or extra long name, just write part of it. And if you don't like your name, try an inspiring one, like Leonardo da Vinci. Whatever name you choose, practice it until you feel the motion flowing consciously and comfortably. Then write the name very large on the sketch pad, tracing over it several times. Each time, trying to stay aware, both visually and physically, of the movement of every stroke. It often helps in this exercise to close your eyes and write big in front of you, like you were writing on a chalkboard. That way, you've got your whole arm involved. As you do, notice how your arm and hand feel as they move in all these familiar ways. Take your time so you feel each movement, plus the flow of your signature as a whole. Go through these motions several times, becoming more and more aware of how your arm, hand, and shoulder feel as they move up, down, around, at an angle, etc., to form the letters and connect them. Okay, start. and stop. Hopefully, doing this exercise reminded you how much writing in script is like drawing, or at least like doodling. Of course, both writing and drawing involve the art element of line. The next exercise brings in principles of design as you take your name literally in different directions, again, following Albers. Exercise I-1B continued, writing different. Time, 15 minutes. Materials, same as previous exercise, but turn the sketch pad so it's horizontal. Start on a new page and divide the page in quarters. Draw a light line across the middle from right to left. Then draw another line down the middle of the page from top to bottom. Now, in the upper right-hand corner, prepare to write your name as you ordinarily do, but big, filling most of the space. Here, too, start in the air to get the flow before putting lines down on the paper. Again, feel the flow of the line as consciously as possible. When you're ready, let the pencil point touch the page, writing with the same sense of flow. Okay, start. And stop. Now, in the upper left corner, write the name as you just did, but backwards. Don't panic, you'll figure it out. Again, start by writing in the air several times. Notice how your mind helps you solve this problem. When you think you've got it, go for it. And note, it might help if you started a point on the left side exactly opposite the point on the right where you started to write your name before. Then keep an eye on the lines you made on the first signature and draw those same lines in reverse, mirroring the earlier writing. By the way, if you decide to write Leonardo da Vinci, remember that this is how he wrote. Okay, start. and stop. The next steps, as you might have already guessed, are to write your name upside down in the space below your regular signature, then upside down and backwards in the space below your backwards signature. Each time, practice in the air ahead of time until it starts to feel right, then put the lines down. Here, too, it might help to start at a point just opposite where you started before and try to mirror the lines you made earlier. We'll give you 10 minutes to do these two sections. Okay, start. And stop. You've just realized that writing is drawing, and you've done 3 new drawings of your name. Doing that, you've used 2 design principles, pattern and balance. Pattern is the repetition between parts of an image. Balance is the relationship of one part of an image to another. In this case, the pattern comes from the repetition of your name, and the balance is symmetrical, right to left and top to bottom. It's called four-fold mirror symmetry, a motif found in many cultures like these from Native American peoples. In the next exercise, we'll take the connection between writing, drawing, and design even further by using your name as a starting point to develop abstract patterns or figurative subjects, like in these examples of hieroglyphics and calligraphy. Exercise I-1C, Designing Your Name. Time, 15 minutes. Materials, same materials plus tracing paper. Subject, your signature. Now notice patterns in the connections between the signatures, the central intersection where all 4 meet and parallel parts, top to bottom or right to left. Now imagine how you can enhance or develop those patterns to turn them into pictures of people, objects, trees, etc. For this exercise, and others like them, we'll use a tool that designers, illustrators, and architects use to facilitate the creative process, tracing over drawings to experiment with different ways of altering the image. Once you get an idea, use tracing paper to trace the areas you've focused on. If you want to make a pattern, repeat the shape again and again, moving or turning the paper as you go. If you want to play with symmetry even more, trace one part of the signature on one side of the tracing paper, then turn the tracing paper over and trace the same part on another side, so you can double the image. See how many designs or figurative images you can make from just a name. Try not to change the signature too much, but use its unique design qualities to turn it into a design or figure through repetition, overlapping, twisting, turning, reversing, etc. Okay, start. and stop. Congratulations, you've gotten through the first set of exercises developing imagination through drawing. The skills and strategies you learned here will be built upon and added to throughout these lessons. Before you quit for the day, check that each page of drawings is labeled with your name and the number of the exercise, and be sure you've taken photos of each page of drawings for each assignment.